Welcome to Tricoci University of Beauty Culture, and congratulations on taking the next steps in your career. I would like to take a few minutes to provide you with an overview of financial aid. Don't worry, if you aren't prepared to begin the process just yet, that's okay. Today, I just want to introduce you to financial aid and give you some ideas about what the next steps will be. Attending college is a big decision as you are investing time, energy, and financial resources into yourself and your program of choice. As you move through the financial aid process, we will be discussing all the options available to fund your educational program. If you and your family need help paying for college, the Department of Education has federal student aid, commonly known as financial aid, and it's available for those who qualify. Federal student aid can help students access federal grants and/or federal loans. If you're eligible for a federal grant, this is money you may not have to pay back. However, a federal loan is borrowed money, and you will need to repay this with interest. That's why it's important to borrow only what you need. In order for your school to determine your eligibility, you first need to complete the FAFSA. This stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Each October, a new FAFSA is available for the upcoming school year, and completing it is free when you go to the official site, fafsa.gov. Don't forget to search for your school code and select the campus you'd like to attend. You can find our school codes on our website on the financial aid page. If you've never completed the FAFSA before, or you have but don't remember the steps, don't worry. This is something we can guide you through if you'd like. When you fill out your FAFSA, it's important to know your dependency status. Your dependency status will determine if you are an independent or dependent student. This is important because if you are a dependent student, you will be asked to provide your parents' financial information when you're completing the FAFSA. Let's go through a series of yes/no questions to help you get a better idea. Generally, if you're able to answer yes to any one of these questions, you are likely considered an independent student. If you answer no to all of the questions, you are likely considered a dependent student. Will you be 24 years of age or older when you begin school? Are you married? Are you on active duty or a veteran of U.S. Armed Forces? Do you have children or legal dependents you are supporting? Are you an orphan, in foster care, or a ward of the court? Are you an emancipated minor or in legal guardianship? Are you an unaccompanied youth who is homeless or at risk of being homeless? Answering yes to any one of these questions means you are likely an independent student and you do not need to provide parent information. However, if you are married, then you will need to provide financial information about your spouse. If you answered no to all of the questions, you are likely a dependent student, and you will be asked to provide financial information about your parents. The process will run smoothly if your parent can assist with their information. If you aren't sure or think you may have a special circumstance, you can schedule an appointment with one of our financial aid coordinators to review the information, and they can provide you with guidance and further clarification. The FAFSA will ask you to provide financial information for your family. This includes certain taxed and untaxed income. If you are dependent, this information will be provided by you and your parents. If you are an independent, this information will be provided by you and your spouse if you're married. To make it easier, you want to try and gather some useful documents like taxes. You might be able to link your FAFSA with the IRS and automatically transfer your tax information into your FAFSA. This is the preferred method as it makes completing your FAFSA much easier. If this is not an option for you or it's unavailable, then it would be helpful to have copies of your recent tax returns from the past few years. W-2. If you weren't required to file taxes but had income from employment, your W-2 will be helpful. None. If you weren't required to file taxes and you had no income from employment, then your FAFSA became a little bit easier to fill out. Remember, this application will be used to help your school calculate the amount of federal grants and federal loan money you may be eligible for. so make sure the information you provide is correct and accurate. But if you need to, you can go back in and make some changes. Before filling out your FAFSA, it's a good idea to sign up for a Federal Student Aid User ID, also referred to as an FSA ID and password. Your FSA ID is used to confirm your identity, act as your electronic signature, and allows you to access other federal student aid websites. You and a parent, if you are a dependent student, should sign up for an FSA ID as soon as possible. If you have used any federal funding in the past, then make sure everything is in good standing. You can do this by reviewing the National Student Loan Data System, or if you have borrowed loans, you can follow up with your federally assigned servicer. If there are any defaults or overpayments in your history, this may affect your eligibility for federal student aid. Let's review the financial aid process in 4 easy steps. 1. Apply for your FSA ID. 2. Know your dependency status. 3. Gather your financial information. And 4. Go to FAFSA.gov to complete your application. If all of this information begins to feel a little overwhelming, don't worry. One of our experienced financial aid coordinators can guide you through this. We're here for you.